Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video. Thank you all my members, all my subscribers, all the patrons. Make sure to subscribe, it helps a lot, and let's get into it. So today we have the continuation of the videos I already am posting. Actually I made the F104 video before, but I probably will post this before. But anyway, the video is talking a little bit about the new BR. So nothing too major was actually changed, you know. So I think two aircraft were the major ones, the F104 being 9.7 and obviously the MiG-19 being 9.3. So, and we took out in this video the MiG-19 to just have a look around, see how it's performing, see how is the matchmaking. To be honest, I tested with three MiG-19s here, the MiG-19S, the MiG-19P, and the the J6A, right? The Chinese one, the Chinese one. So yeah, to be honest, MiG-19S, I always think that I kind of don't like it because I really love to have the missiles. I understand why people love this aircraft so much because of the extra cannon, but and the performance, to be honest, even a little bit better. But I still prefer to have two missiles than the extra cannon. I think it's way easier to get kills, especially because, as you see here, I mean, we're basically, as it was with the F104 video that you're going to see as well, it is basically the same, right? It's basically getting killed by A9Ls, facing F5Cs, MiG-21s, still, you know. So obviously it is better than before. At 9.7 the chances of facing these aircraft were much higher, and in 9.3 obviously we will have a lower chance of that, but in a general sense it doesn't change that much, you know. The problem is, as I said, or as I'm going to say on the F104 video, it is the BR compression, as always. The BR compression, initial BR compression made the Su-25 together with the Su-25, these two problems made all of these 50s and 60s aircraft suffer a lot, and they are trying to just fix that. That's why these aircraft, they are actually going for 9.3, but it doesn't make it a lot better, right? Even though they are a little bit easier to use, and to be honest, you have a less probable chance of actually getting an up tier due to the lower BR. It doesn't change the fact that the Su-25, for example, is still 9.7, and a lot of 10.3s are still flying around. So basically, just I think due to the way that the matchmaking works, and due to having a lot of premiums 9.7s, 10.0s, and 10.3s, it makes the matchmaking have a lot more of these aircraft to be played with. You know, a lot more people play with 9.7, 10.0s, and 10.3s than with 8.3s, 8.7s, and 9.0s, for example. And that just means that these aircraft kinda, they're picked up and basically pulled up for up tier, you know, basically every match, because we have a lot more of those aircraft flying around. So it just makes sense, right? If you have more aircraft of that PR range, 9.7 to 10.3, then from the 9.3 to 9.0, for example, you get a lot more chances of having an up tier than a down tier. And you can feel that in any of these middle 9 point something aircraft. All of them have the same problem. Most of the time you are going to face the 10.3s, most of the time. With the 9.0 BR you can actually run away from that, just because with the 9.0 you actually just, you know, get away from the 10.3 BR range, and with that the amount of players that can actually be matched with you will be a lot lowered in the BR, just because there's not that many 10.3s, because there isn't any 10.3s, to be honest, and it will be not as many aircraft to be picked it up from, and maybe all of the 9.7s, 10.0s, they're all being put to the 10.3 BR range. So in the 9.30 you will be facing a lot of 8.3s, 8.0s, 8.7s, but in the 9.3 it's kind of like a switch, you know. You switch from the 9.0 to a 9.3, you just go full up here almost every match. It's not even funny, man. All of these aircraft, 9.3, 9.7, they are always going to face out of 10 times the 10.3 BR range. A lot of A10s, a lot of F5s, a lot of MiG-21s, as I said, Su-25s, aircraft that are not easy to face with these 50s aircraft. MiG-19 has a famous kind of connotation to it because it is a very, very powerful aircraft in its performance, but still it's an aircraft that has its limitations due to the year that was made from, you know, so it is a mid-50s aircraft, so obviously the missiles are kind of bad, the radar is kind of bad, the guns, they're pretty alright, but you don't have a lot of ammo. You have problems with the aircraft if you're not careful. Especially, you don't have countermeasures, you don't have properly good missiles to deal with these aircraft that have more performance than you as well. So, it's a problematic thing. How do we fix that? It's obviously not lowering to 9.3 a MiG-19 or a MiG-21 or the Sabres or any aircraft that was lowered after the Su-25 and A-10 were added, and together with these additions of R60Ms and stuff like that, and M9Ls and these BRs, it's not how you fix this. You fix this actually decompressing the BR, or at least trying to get the aircraft that it's causing the problem to be a higher BR. At least there you can actually maybe try to fix it, but even then, think about it. If the Su-25 actually goes for 10.3, one aircraft will actually be, there will be more aircraft there to be matched with you in the 9.3. So in a general sense, probably you will be ended up getting a lot of matchmakings together with these aircraft, just for the chance of having more aircraft flying those BRs. So even there, it doesn't kind of fix it. Even the higher BR of the Su-25, it won't kind of fix the problem 100%, right? The only thing that maybe can help with is the BR decompression. It's having at least an 11.7 BR on the future, or right now, right? And then Su-25 and the A-10, they can be on 10.7, for example. With that, maybe we will have kind of the spread and the air to breathe and actually spread everything out a little bit more. And with spreading everything out, you will have a lot more aircraft flying those 9.7, 9.3, 10.0 aircraft BR range. And with that, you can kind of have kind of a 60s to 50s, 60s kind of BR range that you're going to see. Of course, year-wise, per the year itself, it doesn't change much. Obviously, it doesn't say much from the game's perspective. It doesn't tell anything about the game, the year that the aircraft were made. The performance itself, it is what it dictates where the aircraft should be or anything like this. But normally, around the same era of aircraft will face around the same era of aircraft, and it will be kind of balanced, right? So if a MiG-19 is facing F-104s, Sabres, F-100s, aircraft like that, it is fine. If a MiG-19 is facing M9Ls from 1977, not so good, right? Even though the performance of the A-10 is not that good, it is still a problem. MatAWG ones from the middle of the 70s, I mean, these aircraft is from the P variants are from 1950, 56, 55. The normal S variant is from 1953, 54. So, yeah, as I said, year-wise, it doesn't change much. But performance-wise, you can kind of have an idea if you're talking about performance compared to the year, right? So, yeah, these are the problems that we have. These measures to actually help these aircraft, they do help it a little bit, but at the end of the day, it doesn't change much. There's so many aircraft in those higher BRs that you ended up every match being picked up from the matchmaking and put it on you are put it on a situation that you have to face up tiers basically every match that you face. So is there a point to lower this BR? I mean, eventually yes, the statistics will be a little bit better to it, but it doesn't change the fact that the radical change is the BR decompression that it needs to be done. I am going to talk about this on the F-104 video as well, but I'm kind of repeating myself a little bit here, but still, the point is the same. these aircraft that are being lowered since the last BR change, I mean, they're fine. It's good to have a 40 in a lower BR. The Sabre, right? The CL Mark 5 and Mark 6 in a lower BR. It's fine. It's good. It's great. But it's not actually solving the problem. It's like a remedy just to fix the symptom and not actually fix the disease. So it kind of doesn't help that much, right? But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to subscribe, and again, I'm going to crash for some reason. But yeah, bye guys. See you.